Paige Bueckers Caitlin Clark have one annoying thing in common, says South Carolina coach Dawn Staley. Paige Bueckers' role in women's basketball is often compared to that of Caitlin Clark. It felt like the UConn star came first, but the vacuum set up by her injury allowed Clark to steal the show for a couple seasons. Now it's Bueckers' time again, with the national championship game on Sunday set to be her final collegiate game. The opposing coach, Dawn Staley, sees a lot of similarities in the way Clark, who South Carolina beat last year, and Bueckers are focused on. Here's the thing, sometimes we create these narratives about great players. Caitlin was one of them. Paige is one of them right now. And we tend to forget the narrative about what our kids have been able to do and going for their third in 4 years. Staley said in reference to her own team flying under the radar by NCAA transcripts from Saturday's press conferences. "I just want to put it out there," Staley said. "I can't not address it because it's happening. It happened to us last year. Everything was about Caitlin Clark and her legacy and her ability to win a national championship. Yet we were coming into this thing undefeated, doing something that's unprecedented at the time, because it's hard. It's hard. We find ourselves back here in a similar situation. I want the sentiments to be about our players and what our players have been able to do. Equally, because there's room to do both. We can raise Paige up because she deserves that and raise our players up because they deserve that. And that's not talked about enough. There's room for it in our game." Staley has a fair point. South Carolina doesn't have one major superstar this season, but it's still a strong possibility to win its third national title in 4 years. Bueckers may remind many of Clark too, which is also fair. The great part about the growth of women's basketball is that there really is room for all of these great storylines if we allow them. Calls mount against UConn's Final Four win as Paige Bueckers suffers the wrath of NCAA community because of Caitlin Clark. Even as new faces make a memorable mark in a specific sport, some people are not always ready to favor them over the athletes who left that mark before them. With LeBron James, some would only choose to send their love to Michael Jordan. Similarly, some college basketball fans are not ready to move on from Caitlin Clark, even if they have Paige Bueckers. An example of this was recently highlighted on social media after the UConn Huskies were credited for contributing to a significant NCAA milestone. Earlier today, Front Office Sports reported a new viewership update from the ongoing March Madness series. The women's Final Four series have reportedly drawn 3.9 million viewers. This makes it the third most-watched semifinal in history. At the same time, however, the ratings were down 64% from last year, as the viewership average had reached about 10.8 million viewers back then. If the last part had not been added, then the update would have been a good enough reason to give Paige Bueckers praise. After all, one of the Final Four games was between the UConn Huskies and the UCLA Bruins. Speculated to be the first pick in the upcoming 2025 WNBA draft, the attention of the basketball world was on her and her squad. This is why the UConn-UCLA game reportedly drew 4.1 million viewers, while the Texas Longhorns versus South Carolina Gamecocks matchup averaged 3.6 million viewers.